Yo, it's good, everybody. Welcome back to the Shrimp Fried Rice podcast. So happy to be here, guys. I'm so sorry it's been so long since my last podcast. I feel like every time I make a podcast episode, I say that. Um, I always wanted this to be a weekly thing, and I think at first it was. And sometimes I was recording 2 podcast episodes a week at one point, and it's not that I don't have things to say. I have plenty of to say all the time. Probably too much to say, but it's just really hard for me, and I feel like I should have no excuse because I'm working 2 jobs part-time right now, but I am working 7 days a week, and I've been really struggling with my schedule. I kind of have OCD and ADHD and who knows, maybe TISM. I don't know. I always have thrived on schedules. I always organized my time well. And, these past few months that I've been like in these part-time jobs, I've never struggled more with trying to get things to do done. Like I have like 2 hours in the morning before work, and I'm like, that's perfect amount of time to do podcasting and editing and clips and stuff. And every morning, like, it's been months and like time has passed me by. I don't know where the time has gone, and I just feel so defeated because I haven't really been doing Twitch clips. I haven't really been scheduling posts. I haven't really been streaming. I haven't really been doing the podcast. It's like, what have I been doing? It's like I'm not even making enough money so I can save up money. I'm barely scraping by with my bills, and I'm praying the Lord helps me because I really need it, and in so many different ways. Like I need to help to focus, and I need help to get on the right track. I want to walk on his path, not my own. And I really do want to make it by doing content creation and Twitch streaming. And how can I ever make it if I'm not doing it? Like, what the heck? It seems like the same excuse year after year, though. So I'm really like, and really need to sit down and, figure out the schedule thing. I keep getting sidetracked. And then every time I stream and I don't do the podcast, I feel so guilty because this is like the one place that I can go to where I can have my time with you guys uninterrupted, at least for an hour, and talk about my life and stuff that I've gone through. And I always wanted this podcast to help other people. Like, even if it just helps one person, that would be the best thing ever because I've been through so much, and I know that it's hard to go through so much and see so many people out there living their best lives. And it's just like one of those things where it's an inevitable comparison sometimes where you see these people and you're going through these struggles. And a lot of people online aren't really open with what's going on in their lives. So I always want to be transparent with others. Not that I need to be, but I always was that person on the other side of the screen before I started making content, that I would look at other people's lives and just be like, wow, they really just have it all. And I had severe depression and anxiety, and I was abused, and I had like no self-worth anymore. It was really dwindled down to nothing. So when I would see other people posting online, it was just sometimes painful. And it wasn't even in a jealous way. It was just like looking at my life and comparing to others. And I know like comparison is like the thief of joy, but sometimes it's just hard not to. And I took it in a different way. And now when I see social media posts, I take it as like, okay, they're just posting like, their life too, just in a different aspect. And I see it differently now. But that's something that's changed within me as a person, as I've grown in myself and as a Christian. And, it doesn't help when you're in a depressive state to see other people's having fun and happy, because it's like, why can't I be happy? Like, why am I feeling this way when I don't want to feel this way? And it just sucked. So I always just want to be open and honest with you guys, just to be one of those creators out there that it's like, yeah, she did go through all that, but she's still standing. She found a way to have fun. She found a way to get through it. And I don't know, like I'm just relatable, I guess. But I'll tell you guys some updates. So a really big update in my life is I got baptized again. I never thought that I would do it. When I was younger and I used to hear about people getting baptized as adults, I used to think it was cringe. And I think that's just because I was lost in my faith. And I never understood it. And I grew up Catholic, so I was already baptized. And I always had conflicts with other denominations of Christianity growing up just because of what other people said. And it's just like, oh, that's not the right way of doing things and whatever. There is no right way of doing things when you're a Christian. There's so much, it's like a broad spectrum of things, right? Now, I disagree with a lot of different things. I remember growing up in the South and we went to an arcade and there was a church group that was some type of Baptist or Methodist or something that they weren't allowed to play any video games because it's the devil's work and gambling. And they weren't allowed to dance. I feel like there's one extreme to another. Yeah, do I think gambling is bad? Of course. Do I think it's sinful? I'm not sure. That's not for me to decide. But I don't think that you should say it's devil's work. Same thing with dancing. That's one of the joys in life, freedom of expression, it's art. It's one of those things that it's you go from one extreme to another. But yeah, baptism's always just I found it weird. And maybe it was just an embarrassing thing. And I don't know why I had so much secondhand embarrassment. But yeah, I was really lost in my faith my whole life up until pretty recently and really struggled with it. But, I really felt I was undeserving of God's love, Jesus's forgiveness because of all the things that I've done. Not that I did anything crazy, but still, I just felt like I was too far gone and I couldn't be brought back. And even though I had my doubts of that, I was still healed, of my allergies. I had severe allergies that I was healed from. And I just felt like at first I believed it. And then people told me, oh, your allergies, they just come and go every couple of years, whatever. It's not God's miracle, whatever. And then after trying to tell so many people about it, I really just felt dwindled down to nothing and started to believe them, which was my own mistake. And I think it's just because my faith was in a rocky place anyways. So it just didn't really stick in that sense. And a couple years passed and then I was healed again of my spine, rare disorder that I was disabled from for years. And I knew that was a miracle. I knew. And then I thought back and knew my allergies going away was a miracle too. And I was scared to tell anybody about it because of what happened the first time. And then I recently realized I shouldn't care what other people think. And I know that's something that's so obvious, but it's really hard to feel that way sometimes. And especially on the internet, even in my own family, though, it's hard to even talk to some members of my family and be like, yeah, this is a miracle. And they're like, well, and it's one of those things where I don't care anymore if anyone believes me, but I'm just going to keep saying it. Because on the off chance someone does believe me, even if they don't believe me in that moment, maybe if they ever go through a hard moment and they look back and think, Michaela went through that and she prayed and she was healed. Maybe if I believe and I pray, I will be healed too, and they will have faith. So I've turned around my thinking and I give that to my mom because she's talked to me about it and she's had more faith than anybody I know in my life. And she always told me to pray about things, and I wish I believed her. Was for so many years, my life probably would never have been hard or as hard if I would have just believed her and prayed for things. I I just thought sometimes my worries and my problems were too big for God. And sometimes I thought I was undeserving. There's so much going on in this world. Why me? And I had this survivor's guilt type of feeling with my allergies and my back healing that it's like so many people had the same back condition as me. And they're so much worse than I was. And I was healed. I don't deserve it. Like, why am I able to do this now? And it like breaks my heart. And, you know, like when I would pray for healing, I never thought I could be healed because I believe what doctors would say, you know? They would say, you know, this is what it is. I'd be like, all right. And I believe them over my faith in God and Jesus, like, and what they can do for my life and what they can do for me. Anything's possible through them. So no matter what struggle you're having, big or small, don't think it's too big for God, because he's bigger than all of it. And I've been growing in my faith in the last 3 years, but mostly more in the last like 8 months. And you know, I just wanted to make that public declaration of faith again. You know, like I was always so scared to say, like, I'm a Christian, like I'm religious, like this is my God, this is Jesus, like he is my savior. Because of judgment, because of fear of what people would say, and the negative connotations that come with Christianity a lot of times living in America. And just to be clear, I want no part of any political practices, of the stuff that it comes with. I still have my own informed opinions, and it is so separate and opposite of what's going on in this world. And it's okay, you know, like, and I feel like I'm taking back what it means to be a Christian, and those people who are claiming to be a Christian are wrong, you know, for the stuff that they do. And that's between them and God. They can claim it all they want, but in the end, he's the only one that's going to be judging us. So it doesn't matter. And that's how I feel too about me talking about my Christianity, because at the end, is he really going to be like, why didn't you talk about it? You know, you've been blessed with all this stuff and you could have helped somebody else. And I was too scared to talk about it. You know, I felt guilty for so long about that. So being baptized again felt really good. I did it at the beach with my mom. She got baptized with me. And it was a nice experience. And hundreds of people were there getting baptized too. It wasn't just me. And it was a beautiful event where we all got to share a testimony, just a small bit of it. And hearing so many people's stories made me feel less like a survivor's guilt type of thing, knowing that I've been healed, because I'm not the only one in this world that's been healed or had a miracle. You just don't really hear about it that much, I feel like. And there's people that have also been healed of depression and anxiety and addiction and you know, cheating and lustfulness and all these other different things that they had been healed from, sickness. And I just was amazed, like, so it was a good experience. And 10 out of 10 will recommend, even if you've never been baptized before, being adult and getting baptized is cool. And you know, it doesn't matter how strong your faith is. You don't have to wait until you've built it up so high. You know, you can grow your relationship with Jesus after you got baptized and in the starts or whatever, as long as you know it's not washing away your sins and this is your gateway to get to heaven. It's just your public declaration of faith and living through Jesus Christ as your savior, and you know, that sort of thing. So that was a really big thing that happened, and I haven't talked about it. And I I just been wanting to, like, I just been wanting to do this podcast and talk about it. I just haven't made the time to do it. And I have to go to work soon. I was really like, yeah, I'm gonna do this podcast. Let me get ready. Let me do my makeup. Let me do something cutesy, because a lot of this time that I do my podcast, sometimes I'm just like, I don't have time to do makeup, and I'm just gonna do the podcast. I'm just gonna freaking do it. And then I'm just like looking back to make clips, and I'm like, man, you could have put some mascara on there, girl. Not that I need it, but it makes me feel good, So I got my Nezuko shirt, and I'm trying out this new liquid eyeliner from Rude Cosmetics, non-sponsored. It's like the EDM collection, I think, and it's a neon pink liner, which at first I was like, man, this sucks, but it was kind of dry. It needed to add some water. So after that, it really worked well. So yeah, and then I got some false lashes. I tried out this Rude Cosmetics highlighter I got, and a new blush, and some glitter on my lips that you can probably barely see. But no, another big thing that happened was I made this video because I like Rude Cosmetics. I've been using like highlighter and eyeshadow palettes from them for years. And one thing about me that I've been trying to do, that I've grown a lot in the past year, has been trying to make social media posts. And like, I've been posting clips for a few years, but I personally could not get behind the camera and be like, hey guys, it's me, Shrimp. And like, I've been growing a lot in podcasting, and as well as Twitch streaming, but I don't know why in short form videos I'm really just like really awkward and scared. And then I'm like, the camera turns on and then my mind goes blank. And then I see someone do something like a stupid like meme, and I'm like, man, I could have done that. And then they get like 1 million freaking likes and views, and I'm like, shoot, like, I would like to try to do that more. So I'm doing my best right now. Not really like my best, but like this is the best I can do right now. So I'm putting myself out there more. And so I made a video because I tried this new palette from the EDM collection that was I think it was called Dubstep. It was like orange. It's on my TikTok, you guys can find it. And then there's this orange glitter that I used, not even no base on it. It looked beautiful, and I was like, wow, Rude Cosmetics, sponsor me, send me a PR package, something. And they actually, when I tagged them, I saw that they had a giveaway going on. So I was like, let me apply for the giveaway, because maybe they won't send me a PR package, but I'll get a giveaway. And they saw my video, and I applied for the PR package a day late from the giveaway, and I won the giveaway. So, I mean, put yourself out there, guys. It was a day later than the giveaway, and they included me in it. And I wasn't the sole winner, thankfully, because I would have been like, girl, that's really crazy. But I think there was like 5 other winners. It was really cool. So they send you like an email. I never had that happen before. Never won a giveaway. And they give you instructions. Use a special discount code at checkout, so everything's free. Shipping is free. Use this code for shipping, whatever. And then like, if you wanted to add more stuff to your cart, you can buy stuff. Sometimes you can get a discount for it. So I did that. Got a couple other things too. And it's really cool. So I'm happy I got that. They're not sponsoring me for this, but they're vegan, cruelty free, and they're affordable cosmetics. So I always bought them at TJ Maxx. I'll be honest with you. I never went on their website. Anytime I went to TJ Maxx, they always had it discounted. So it was even more discounted than what they're selling it for. So, and I always double check the palettes to make sure they're not used or something, because I know how TJ Maxx gets sometimes. But like a palette that would cost $12, which is still cheap, would probably be $4. So I got like a bunch of stuff at TJ Maxx recently, and I'm always trying to get like colors, because I always wear black because I feel like it looks nice on me, but I love colors, believe it or not. My favorite color is green. I never wear it. I love it so much, but like I only wear it in the fall time. Like olive green is like goes good with my skin tone. But yeah, I don't wear it. And then pink, every time I wear pink, I feel like it washes me out. So that's why I was like, ooh, neon pink. But I've never worn this shirt ever. It still had the tags on it before this, because actually, maybe I wore it one time. Maybe I wore this one time on stream. But it still had the tags. I don't know if I took the tags off. But I know I don't know. But like, I never wear pale pink because I feel like it washes me out. So I have to like do my makeup pretty heavy to like make up for it, you know? And also, like, I am a messy eater. Fun fact about me, I freaking stain all my shirts. I don't know how. Maybe it's a hand-eye coordination thing. Maybe it's because I wear glasses. Don't know how. I always get mess on me, especially sauce. That could just be like my Italian genetics because it happens to my grandpa and my mom too. But it could be a vision problem. I don't know. It's fine. But anyways, put yourself out there because you never know. Like, you could get a PR package or win a giveaway or get a sponsorship or something. It doesn't matter how many followers you have, you know, just make it entertaining and, you know, whatever. So hopefully I get more brand deals this year. I mean, I'm really like, I'm so like anti-capitalist. Like, I hate commercials. Everything's an advertisement in this day and age. But like in this field of work, it's like I need those things to survive. And free makeup would be nice, but a paycheck would be nicer. So if there's any of those brand deals, sponsorships, or whatever that are watching right now, hit my line. I can't say no to it unless it's something I disagree with, and I get plenty of those in my inbox all the time. I don't want to work with brands that don't like fit how I feel about certain things, especially when it comes to the environment. But yeah, so that's another big thing that happened, which is nice. I get new makeup, and the other big thing that happened is I freaking beat Malenia Blade of Miquella. If any of you guys seen me from the shirt ripping video and you're here as a first time watcher, welcome. I've never ripped my shirt off in my life. I literally had so much adrenaline to do that. I am not even joking. That was surprisingly difficult to do. And that video, I thought it was gonna look funny. Like, after I finished it and I calmed down, I was like, oh man, I can't believe like I was able to rip that shirt, because I felt like I was struggling while I was like pulling. Like, I felt like it was a difficult thing. And I literally ripped the whole shirt off. I was like, yeah, woo, let's go. I hit my Gyarados with my shirt and my space Molly. I didn't even realize I found her in my pillows afterwards. Gyarados went flying, exploded into bits, had to reassemble them. It's just such a good moment to have. Like, if anybody has played Elden Ring, you guys know how difficult fighting Malenia is. And I've spent like probably 100 to 150 hours fighting her, which is insane because I know people have done less time to beat the whole game. But I am a first-time Souls player game, first-time Elden Ring player. I blind playthrough, no summons, no crazy magic, just me and my heavy sword, flame grant me strength, and I didn't do any mimic tier or whatever, and you know, it took a really long time, and I'm really bad with remembering things when it comes to games. It's like it goes into my brain and out of my brain in a second. So yes, the moves are repetitive, but I could not remember like the next move or like how to dodge it. I was literally playing the game. If I played it 500 times, maybe 500 deaths, probably, I was playing it like the first time every time. And I don't know if I'm like the only one who's like that when it comes to gaming, but I just know that I just had to react. I was just reacting. And then I was like, okay, I need to just, you know, stop being scared. And honestly, I was so freaking scared in that fight, man. Like, I've never been more scared in any fight, in any game. Like, the fear of being hit, and us also like trying to get my move in without getting hit because she takes back her health. And then, you know, luckily I had like 11 heals. Like, if I didn't have 11 heals, that wouldn't have got me nowhere. But I feel like I did grow a bit, and I did it on and off for months. Like, actually, I think it's been a year since I started the fight originally with her. Because I beat Horalu, I think, last summer. Then I went into the Elden Lord fight, and then I was like, no, I can't be Elden Lord until I beat Millennia. And then on and off fought Millennia for almost or just a year now, which is crazy. But I haven't had the time. You know, life's been crazy. I work in 2 jobs and like trying to, you know, I take care of my family. I try to cook, clean, make dinner and stuff, and you know, all that, laundry, chores, and I don't have a life outside of streaming. You know, you guys see me, and then I game when I game, so I'm not really gaming off stream. It's so rare. But yeah, it's just me and you guys. So yeah, it's just like one of those things that I haven't had the time for, but I'm gonna try to be making more time to do Elden Ring now, because I found out there's a lot of bosses I haven't fought, and I went into the secret boss in Malekith because I remembered there was a dragon there, and I fought the dragon, and I thought it was a secret dragon, and it wasn't. It was a different dragon. It's like, I forgot his name. It's like I got 2 heads, and it's like Paradox or something. I don't remember his name. So I played him the other night, and I got him down like almost, like I was literally like 1 or 2 hits away. But I don't know if there's a phase 2 after that, because now, you know, the first time I beat Millennia, I was like, yes, okay, it wasn't that hard of a fight. Then phase 2 happens. And then it's like, what? And then it's like, okay, and I literally died so much in phase 1 and in the beginning of phase 2. I had no idea what her moves would be in phase 2 for the longest time. And then like, I remember getting her down so far in the Millennia fight, like that she did the second bloom. I just got blasted by Rot. So how I actually ended up winning was like, I finally used the Rot preserving blouses, which I had like 100+ of them, because I don't even know how I got that many. Maybe I collected them or someone gave them to me, because you know, some people have dropped me weapons from my chat. But literally, like, that's the only thing that helped me, because I was going through heals, like, and it was just killing me to like get distracted like that during phase 2. So yeah, that's what really helped me. And also confidence. Like, I literally, one time I almost killed her a couple months ago, and I just needed one more swing, but I was scared of getting hit and dying. And then because I didn't swing and I dodged the wrong way, I got hit and I died. And that thought has never left my mind for months. And you always got to take that swing, man. It's worth dying over if you can get that hit and kill them first. So that's something I learned, is confidence, which I need to use in every aspect of my life. But yeah, I'm so excited about that. I'm going to continue to use the shirt ripping clip into every context I possibly can. I don't care if it's going to be overplayed, but it's going to be definitely posted everywhere at all times. I made a GIF of it and I put it in Twitch chat. I have so many like goofy moments that I just need more subs, like, so I can pay my bills, but also so I can have more more emotes and stuff. So that one's on there. I always have to rotate them out since I don't have much. Oh, another big thing that happened. Wow, I've had a lot happen, guys. This viewer, community member, Teapot, shout out to Teapot. They literally gifted me a chicken coop from my wish list, which is something that I put on there a few years ago. My Thorn, or no, is it Throne? I always call it Thorn. My Punky. It's on my Throne account, okay? And I added all these crazy gifts, from Funko Pops to makeup to snacks to gift cards to bed sheets to cat toys to chicken coop to greenhouse. Like, I literally put every dollar amount on there because I'm not trying to be greedy or anything, but you never know how generous people may be, because I've seen other people online get crazy stuff. I got freaking Magic the Gathering cards. I got so much, dude, so much. So like I I was like never expecting anyone to get me anything big. Like, and I've gotten gifts in the past. People have gotten me pajamas, and I used to wear them on stream, and boots. And recently I got the freaking Beyblade Battle Arena. I've gotten Beyblades before, like, and it's really cool stuff. I'm so thankful for anybody who's ever bought me anything and gifted me subs or gifted me bits or any contribution, even just watching my stream, sharing, liking, whatever, following, subscribing, like anything, like in any way, like the views, the follows, shares, subscriptions, like to YouTube or subscriptions to Twitch, and financial and non-financial. I appreciate every single amount of support because I want to make it on all platforms, not just one. And at first I was like, I just want to be a Twitch streamer. But as I've gone on and I realized I want this to be my career, like I want to be a YouTube partner, I want to be a Twitch partner, I want to be a Kick partner, I want to multi-platform stream, I want to, you know, get that check mark on TikTok, I want to, you know, get hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers. I want that, and I don't want it for the attention. I just want it to be my career for the growth in that sense, to help other people. I like have so many ideas of charities that I wanted to start with the money that I get. And you know, I've come to realize, even though I'm basically a ball of basket charity case myself, but I have come to realize I could start these charities and nonprofit organizations now, which is like an idea God gave to me. And it's a lot of paperwork that I've been trying to figure out, and I have like a bunch of ideas, and I'm kind of in the middle of paperwork for that now. So more information coming soon. I would love to be involved in that, give back to my community, and more even outside of my community, around the world, in the United States, outside the United States, whatever it may be. I want to help people, and that's all I've been saying, like with my content creation / streaming career, is that I wanted to do more. Like my story can help people, the miracles in my lives, like the stuff that I've been through can help people, but also financially I could help people. And I know it's kind of weird, like I need money to help people. Like you guys can help people too. Good. Help people. Like you don't have to give me the money to help people. Just do good for others, you know? Do something good for the others that you think would do for you. And personally, like I got kicked out of my house, and like I was homeless for a period of time. And luckily I had been a volunteer at the fire department to live there, but I slept in my car like a couple of nights, you know, for a long time, and my ex-boyfriend's house sometimes, and it's scary. I'm thankful I had my car to sleep in and those places to stay, but you know, it's not something like when you're sleeping on the street and you don't know the neighborhood, or even if you know the neighborhood, you just hope that, especially as a woman, that you're staying safe. And it's not really a good night's sleep, and if you can't run the gas like to have the AC or the heat on, so it's just one of those things where it's hard. So I just want to give back to people that are experiencing harder times than I've ever experienced. And even if it's not that hard of a time, I still just want to help people. But I want to help my family too. Like when I make it, like, you know, we all have debts and struggles financially, and my parents have given up so much for me and my siblings. So as my grandfather and my aunt, I've been living with them for years, and I just want to give back to them. And I have over 100K in student loans. I'm barely able to afford to pay every month, and you know, I want to get rid of that debt and credit card debt that I've used over the years to help pay for bills and stuff. So there's a lot that I could do with money, like good for myself and my family, but good for others as well. I have a lot of ideas. I want to help animals too. So there's a lot of things cooking. It's just like, you know, I never thought I could do it without having money, but the Lord gave me the ideas, so the Lord will provide. That's how I think of it now. And I've had these ideas for years, but I want to do something with it. Anyways, yeah, grateful for the chicken coop from Teapot. But unfortunately, it does take about $800 to start up to have my own chickens. So it's in storage right now in the shed. Promise Teapot, I named one after her, like some sassy little chicken. I want to get some chickens, but I'm not in the financial situation to get chickens. Like, first of all, the chickens itself are like $100. Then, like, you need the food, which, like, you need to get a good food mix with like calcium and vitamins, probiotics, and then you need to get like the like oyster shells, and then like you need to get grit. Okay, and then you need to get like hay, or not hay, but pine chips for like the bedding and like on the ground. And then you also need to get them a dust bath, and then you need to get them hemp, like it's like a hemp shreds for like the bedding for like when they lay eggs. And then you need to get the water feeder and the food feeder and like toys for stimulation. And then I like for winter, because winter's coming fast. It's August, but you know, September starts to get cold. Then it's October. We could get fall, winter, like snow in the fall time. Like we've had snow in like October, November here. So it's like you have to winterize the coop. So it's like you got to get tarps, you got to get heaters, you got to get a heated water plate. And then also, if I'm raising my chickens from chicks, I also needed like a heating plate for the chicks. The chicks can't use the regular big adult water. They have to have a smaller one because you don't want them to drown. The baby chicks have a different feed because they're babies and they need more protein. So then like, yeah, and then like, I think that's it. I wanted to get like also a fencing around it just for predators. Like wanted to, even though it's like in the coop, I wanted to fence around the coop, you know, just for protection too. So all in all, it's about $800 just to get all that stuff to get started. Just for chickens and eggs. What the frick? You can go to the store and get a carton of eggs for like $2 to $7 depending on the kind you buy. No, but it's something I've always wanted. I always wanted chickens. I'd love to have my own eggs, but I want chickums. They're so cute, and I want to be a farmer girly. That's like my big goal. That's my big goal when I make it. I'd love to have a big property with different animals and my garden, of course, and it would just make me happy. That's like stuff that I like to do. Like if my job is content creation and streaming, like I would be able to do that. I have a family, take care of my kids, garden, and take care of my animals, and it just like warms my heart thinking about it. Like something I just want to do. I'd love to travel the world too and like give my family like experiences they've never had, and try new foods and see new places. Yeah, I just want to do so much. But we'll get there one day. These are all big dreams and goals. And, you know, I pray for this stuff, and sometimes I'm just like, you know, this is like too much to ask God for. This is like something like He's already done so much for me. Like He saved me. Like I am redeemed of my sins. Like I've been healed twice or more. I've actually had miracles many times in my life where I almost died when I don't even think I've ever talked about it. Maybe I did. Like I went to like Ecuador in 2016, 10 years ago. And when I came back, I immediately off the plane was so sick that I was weak. I couldn't even use the bathroom. Like I couldn't even pull down my pants. Like I couldn't even walk. I was so weak, high fever, really ill, went to the hospital. They were like, yeah, we don't know what's going on, and then sent me home. Almost died. Mom sent me back to the hospital, and they had to do lumbar puncture, hundreds of tests. I had the CDC, like literally hospital. They thought I had Zika, even though I had no Zika symptoms because Zika was big back then. They kept testing me over and over and over again for Zika. And I was like, can you just stop testing me for Zika and like find out what's actually wrong with me? But I was just like too weak for it. I think I may have had oxygen on, but I don't remember. I was like really in and out, passing out, lethargic. They gave me so much IV, like literally constant drip of IV. Like I went through so many IV bags, like in the first night from dehydration, because like I was also dehydrated from being in the mountains, I guess, but also because of this virus. And they put me on this this what's it called, like a pump for the IV bags. Like it was like a machine that the bag cycled through to go into my arm to make sure they were keeping track of how much IV like I was getting. Because at first they were like, it's too much, but I was like not even peeing. Like I needed it, you know? And I remember being so thirsty, but yeah, I stayed in the hospital for about a week. And I remember at one point I thought I was dying. Like I felt this peace come over me, like, and I kind of accepted it. I was like, you know, this is it. And I had so much life left in me, and I'm so grateful I've lived 10 years longer than that from then. But there's something that Holy Spirit within me that was like, don't give up. And it was probably just my mom praying over me, because I felt that life come back into me. And that's when I started to fight, because of course I was depressed and suicidal for years. And I don't think I ever wanted to die, even though I always said that I wanted to, and I was really depressed and self-harmed and stuff. I never wanted to die. I just wanted to be out of the situation I was in, to escape the feeling of pain, to escape the sadness, to escape my life, to escape the abuse, to escape the hard times, like anything that I was going through that was adding on, escape the grief of others who've passed and anything that was going on in my life. I don't think I wanted to die. I just wanted to live in a better situation. And that's something that if I had Jesus in my life, you know, I wouldn't have felt that. And I feel like garbage knowing I took my life for granted when so many people are sick and dying and they just wish for more days. And I used to wish to die, but I don't want to anymore. You know, I want to live my life. I want to live a long, happy, healthy life, have kids and grandkids and great grandkids, and do so much for myself as well as others. But yeah, I'm grateful I survived that. It's another miracle in my life that I don't even consider. Like, it's just one of those things that happened that it's like, thank God I survived, you know? I can't believe it's been 10 years. You know, I've had so much happen in my life. Like, I tore my rotator cuff, my shoulder, my labrum. That didn't help my depression. It just made it so much worse. And I eventually healed, and I didn't need surgery for that. You know, 2020, I tore my everything in my ankle and broke a bone in my foot, my cuboid, and tore my ACL in my right knee, and my right knee ACL healed. The bone break healed eventually, but I had to get the ankle reconstruction and got some permanent nerve damage from that. But I can walk, and thank God for that. And I still get pain, and I have permanent stitches, and they pop out. They want me to do another surgery to remove the stitches because my skin is like too thin in the area and it hurts. But I don't want to because when I had the surgery, I was under so long that they didn't realize how bad it was, that I ended up getting a heart condition. I got orthostatic hypotension. So every time I sat up and stood up, I would almost pass out. I needed help from my brother and my mom. If I didn't have their help, I would have not been able to do it by myself. So I thank God for them. That's another miracle. And took over a year after the surgery, like to heal, and physical therapy and relearning how to walk and stuff like that. I'm here. I'm it's like nothing ever happened. I mean, except for the pain, and I can't wear certain shoes and socks sometimes, and I love heels, but I can't wear them often or for too long. But you know, I'm fine. You know, there's so much. And then in this past year, I tore two meniscus, both meniscus and both knees 3 times in May, in I think August, and then October, or May, July, and October, or November. It was almost like every 2 months or every 3 months that it happened. And thank God by December, I was like finally feeling good. They were trying to give me surgery on my knee that they wanted to do. My left one was worse than my right one. My knees were like this big, so filled with fluid and swollen, and I did so many testings. Some doctors thought it was because I got Lyme disease, so I went to a rheumatologist, and the rheumatologist did every test ever that would make sense for what was going on, and it was just like a bunch of fluid on the knees from swelling from the tears and stuff. And I did a bunch of physical therapy for months, and the physical therapy just kept making it worse. That's why I kept getting re-teared. But I was also because I was going up and down the stairs all the time, because I was helping my family. My aunt is 90, and there's storage in the basement, so whenever she needs something, I go downstairs, do the laundry, up and down the stairs. Oh, I need something upstairs. It was just up and down, up and down, up and down all day. One day I did like over 200 flights of stairs, and then my knee tore. It was like almost 300 flights of stairs the day my knee tore. And I remember I was on the staircase and I felt the pop. I was like, my knee gave out, and I was like, no. And I was in so much pain that night. I should have went to the emergency room. My knee swelled so huge. Like I couldn't even move. I was screaming in my sleep. That's something about me that I need to improve. Like, God forbid I get hurt or sick again. Just going to the emergency room. Like, I don't know why. I think it's just the American healthcare system that it's like, oh, you're fine. Like my family has always been like, oh, it's fine. Just like tough it out, you know? But like sometimes you really need to go. That was definitely one of those times. That happened 3 times, and thank God I'm healed. I get some knee pain sometimes, you know, but it's not like anything it was. So thank God, like, you know, those are all miracles and blessings too, that I don't even consider like big things, because, you know, my back was a disability. Like I literally like was living through it every single day. Couldn't get out of bed. If I got out of bed, it was painful. Then I'm getting out of the bed and I'm self-medicating all day long, not sober, because I needed help with the pain. And I couldn't do much. But, you know, at a certain point, I just was so depressed, and I needed to push through it. Like, I really just needed to stop feeling like it's all over, you know? I really... If I didn't have faith, and it was barely, but at the time, but it's just like, you know, don't give up. Philippians 4:13 was the only thing that really got me through it. I could do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And I literally tattooed it on myself because, well, I used to self-harm there, but also as a reminder, it doesn't matter how hard it is, like whatever you're going through, you can go through it and get through it through Christ. But, you know, I remember in 2023 was like really, in 2020, it really opened my eyes when I saw so many people dying that I couldn't give up. I really like was so depressed. Like I couldn't do all these things because of my disability. And I was reminded of my grandmother, who was disabled because of her stroke, that she was paralyzed in her left arm, right arm. On her right side, she was paralyzed. And she had partial blindness, and she did so much, and she always had a smile on her face. And I don't know how she did it other than through the grace of God, because with everything that she went through, it was a really hard life with stroke and pacemakers and artificial valves, open heart surgery after open heart surgery, and she had to walk with braces and a cane, and God knows the pain that she went through because she never complained, but she always did it with a smile on her face. And I was so bitter and depressed with everything I went through. And maybe it's just because I didn't have that relationship with God, but I wish that I was nicer to the people helping me out. And I always have apologized to my family for that, because it's like, they still love me, you know? They still took care of me, even though I was like in pain and, you know, pushed them away. But yeah, it hasn't been easy, especially the last 10 years. I feel like after reading Job, sometimes my life in a way reflects that. I'm not saying I'm Job, but I feel like, you know, it's just been a test of my faith. And a lot of times I failed. Most of the time I failed, but no longer. I don't want to be that way anymore. And I know that I can get through things, and God's always there. I literally, like, every single day I work at the ice rink, I'm praying that God gives me the strength to push those nets that are like 150 pounds, because I could not do it without him. And even a year ago, I wouldn't have been able to do it without him. I was healed at that point a year ago now. And I started looking for a job. I wasn't sure I'd be able to do this heavy work. I remember I got hired in September last year, and he's like, yeah, just throw it over your shoulder, walk onto the ice, whatever. And I was like, I didn't tell him I had the back issue that I just was healed from. I was scared I was going to get hurt again. I was thinking all these things like, I don't think this is possible. But then I was like, you know, I prayed for this job. I prayed for healing. God wouldn't have put me here if it wasn't for a reason. And that's just like a proof of testimony of my healing, even more so. And I was able to, I didn't ever put it over my shoulder, but I push and pull. And yeah, my body is sore. I've gotten hurt a lot, bruises everywhere, broken veins, so painful, but I'm doing it. And about this time last year, I was ending my unemployment because I got fired from my job. Don't forget, I also went through that. Got fired from my job after being hospitalized from stroke-like symptoms due to my back issue. And thank God I got unemployment until August. Barely paid the bills, but you know, we did it, and I got to try to be a full-time Twitch streamer. Sorry, I gotta go to work. That's my alarm. I got to be a full-time Twitch streamer, which I didn't get to stream that often because I was going through physical therapy for my back, for my weakness and numbness in my hand, for my legs to strengthen them, for all these doctor's appointments for genetic testing, neurosurgeons to see what's going on, neurologists, crazy amount of doctors, EMGs, like all these tests. And I also, you know, then by May, that's when I tore my meniscus. And then more doctors and more testing and more physical therapy and scans. So yeah, it was a really rough year last year, particularly. But by August, even though I was applying to jobs the whole time and I wanted to be a Twitch streamer, and I didn't know how I could be a full-time Twitch streamer and content creator, even though I was trying, and I didn't know how to make it. Still had faith, you know? And I think by this time is where I lost the faith last year. Because I was like, you know what? I'm out of time. I'm out of money. I don't have any savings and I need a job. So instead of me praying for me to have that miracle to be the full-time Twitch streamer and financially get paid for it and content creator, I was like, turned gears and I was like, Lord, I need a job. I need full-time job. I need 2 part-time jobs. Whatever it is, I need it. And then by the next month, I got the 2 part-time jobs. I literally got hired both jobs on the same day, working at the hospital and working at the ice rink. So I barely streamed and I barely content created from, September to March, basically. And I was like dying on the inside because this hospital job really did a number on me. But I really think that everything I've been in my life has been for a reason, looking back on it. Even though it's been really hard times, a lot of bad times, I would do everything I ever done again just to be where I am today in my faith. And working at the hospital brought me closer in my faith. I was praying all the time. And, everything happens for a reason, and some jobs are for a reason in a season, and maybe that's what it was. But anyways, I quit that job in March because I couldn't handle it, and I only had this ice rink job. And I was like, well, I'm going to pray to get more hours. And I got some more hours, and I'm barely making it right now. And then the ice rink closed for a couple of weeks, and I was like, I'm not going to get paid for 2 weeks, and I have no savings. I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. And thank God this lady was like, hey, do you want to work for me? Like, I know you do all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. Like, and I've been working for her now 2 days a week. And I thank God for it. So I am working 7 days a week now, part-time with those 2 jobs, but I'm still kind of struggling on this content creation thing, and I don't have enough money to make savings or have any crazy fun experiences or help out my parents like I want to do. But I'm thankful because I have SNAP right now. I'm getting SNAP benefits, but right now I'm in the renewal process. So hopefully I get approved for it. I'm waiting to hear back from them. But right now I'm in the same situation literally a year later. And instead of me saying, Lord, I need another job, Lord, I'm praying that I can make it in content creation and Twitch streaming, and that I can get paid for it. I can pay my bills for it, help pay my parents' bills with it, pay off our debts, and help others with it, Lord. That's what I'm praying for, because I want to make it. I want to help people, not just myself and my family, but others. And this is something I want to do because my story can help others. I can financially help others. And it's a career path that makes me happy because I can make my own hours. I can work around my schedule. So when I have kids, I can figure it out with whenever I do content and streaming, and, I'll be able to travel and do it anywhere in the world. I'll be able to do so much more with my job, and not have a boss who treats me like crap and not get paid for it, because I really don't get paid much for what I'm doing, and I'm doing so much hard, heavy labor. So I'm not going to give up this time. I'm going to just have faith that the Lord will make a way for it to happen, and Lord's will be done, not mine. And I pray I walk in his path, and the doors and opportunities open for me that need to be opened, and close the ones that need to be shut. And that's all I could pray for, really. And those things can help anybody in their prayers. Whatever your job you're hoping for, whatever career path that you need a change of, and anything in life, it could really help. But yeah, those are all the updates. And I'm really sorry I haven't done this podcast in so long. Like, it's really hard for me somehow, and I don't know why. And I think it's just one of those things that, because it's emotionally draining, that's why it's hard for me, because like bringing up the stuff that I've gone through is bringing up the old emotions, and I have to remind myself, like, yes, those were hard times, yes, I went through them, but I'm okay right now. And I kind of have to like self-soothe myself in those moments that I'm even talking about it, because gets me emotional and I start to cry because, of course, it was painful for the stuff that I went through. But it's like, I'm not there anymore. I'm not in that situation, and it's okay. And it's okay to cry too. Because I never really cried when I was going through it. Like, I really was dead inside for a lot of my life. It was hard to express emotions other than being dead inside and depressed. Like, I never was sad, like, and crying about stuff. It was just like I was numb and suicidal, it seemed. So I'm glad that I've healed and everything has changed. And don't be scared to pray for whatever you need prayers for. I didn't, and I'll be honest, I didn't pray for my depression or anxiety to heal, or any of these things to heal for years, because I just expected them to be healed. That's not how it works. You have to pray, you have to believe, you have to have faith. And even though I prayed for my allergies to be healed and my back to be healed, I never prayed for my anxiety and depression to go away. In the past, I feel like it was like before December is when I prayed for my depression and anxiety to be healed. And the next day I woke up and it was gone. And I never felt more peace in my life than I do now. And I didn't believe it was possible, even though I've had all these miracles in my life and blessings. It's just one of those things that it's like, yep, this is what I have. You know, like a lot of these things in life, we just cope with depression and anxiety and fear and anger, and maybe it's alcoholism and being a drug addict. And a lot of today's society, it's like you get a diagnosis and it's your personality, and it's just like, haha, it makes me quirky. Like, no, it's not okay. Like, just because like the doctor says that you have it doesn't mean it can't go away. It doesn't mean you can't pray about it for it to go away. Instead of just living with that condition, pray for it to go away and you'll be healed, you know? And it may not happen overnight. It may take years, like my fish allergy, like literally years and years of praying. Same thing with my back. I went through the back thing for over 8-9 years. And it's just because I wavered in my own faith many times, most of the time, honestly, all the time, for most of it, didn't believe it was possible. So have that faith, bigger than a mustard seed. That's all you need. I don't even know how big a freaking mustard seed is. I'm assuming it's smaller than that. I'm gonna have to Google it, but I just feel like maybe the size of my earring, maybe the size of the dot in the eye. It's a small seed. You don't need that much, but have it, hold on to it, believe it. And that's all I got for you guys. I gotta leave. I gotta clock into work in 30 minutes. So it takes a bit to get there, and I'm running a little late now, but I'm so glad I did this. I'm happy that I finally did it. I'm so sorry again. I want to do this every week, and there's so much more to come. There's so much more to talk about. I don't even know if I reminded you guys, but this is your monthly reminder to do your self-breast exam. And I know I made a TikTok of it. I don't know if I even said it earlier. I'm sorry for repeating myself. I feel like content creation, sometimes I'm losing it. But a couple of months ago, I found out I have a nodule in my right breast. I got a ultrasound, bilateral ultrasound, got another ultrasound, got mammograms done. And I'm fine. It's just against my chest wall, and I have dense breasts, so it's hard to feel, it's hard to see. So thank God I'm okay. I just have to get checked every year with a mammogram. And everyone needs to do their self-checks, you know, and talk to your doctor about it. It's important to get a mammogram done while you're young. Insurance won't approve it, but if you have a family history, you can get it done earlier. Especially if you have anything that feels odd, advocate for yourself. All right. Check out the website in my bio for more of my socials. Some are listed below, but I have other stuff. I appreciate you all so much for your love and support. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Tell your friends about me. And I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. God bless. And I'll show you guys Punky. Hold on. Punky, Punky. Punky. Hi. She's my podcast buddy. My little podcast buddy. Okay, guys. Have a great day. God bless. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.